guys, welcome back. Today we're going to try another different type of shading, which is called cross-hatching. And this is a really fun way to kind of draw crisscrossed lines in order to create a shadow in your drawing. So in order to practice this, we're going to draw a gumball machine, which is something for some reason I always love to draw. I think they're a lot of fun. The supplies you'll need, today I'm going to be using a pen, my micron pen, which is my really thin pen. If you don't have a thin pen, you could use any type of black pen, but one that's thin, so not like a thick Sharpie, or a pencil even would be fine. And then something to color later on, like markers or colored pencils, or even crayons. But once you have all those things, let's get started. So the first thing we will do for our gumball machine, let's start with a circle in about the center of our page. Okay. Don't worry if your circle's not perfect. Takes a lot of practice to get it to even line up if you want. You can trace something if you have like a cup at home or, you know, a bottle, something that might give you a nice round shape, but I like to just go with it. I think it looks cool if it's not perfect anyways. Okay, so this is the main part of our gumball machine. From there, let's do a curved line here on this side. And then a curved line on this side, and then a curved line in between them to just kind of match them up. Okay? And then draw a line in the middle, another curved line, just to kind of separate what you just drew. Let's draw the top part of the gumball machine. So that will be another curved line. It's basically the same shape that we did, but it's a little bit taller. So like this, almost like a hat for the gumball machine. And then we're going to draw kind of like an upside down U on the top of that. And one more curved line like this. Okay. Now for the base of our gumball machine, we have to draw two kind of diagonal lines coming out and that head in the direction of the corners of our page. So you're going to start right here and go down at a diagonal or oblique and stop about there so you have enough room for the rest of the gumball machine. Same on this side, okay? Try to make it just about the same length as this one. So try to have them sort of lined up on the same line. Okay, now, not really a tricky part, but you want to connect these two with a curved line. You just have to do it slow to make sure that it's accurate. There you go. And then similar to this one, we're just going to kind of do a curved line like this, a curved line like this, and then connect to them as best you can, trying to keep it not super wobbly. It's kind of hard. There we go. Okay. Now, I'm not trying to torture you. Try to put one more line. This is just going to help make it look more like an actual gumball machine with all of its little parts. Okay. Give you a second to catch up if I went too fast on that last part. Okay, so now we're going to draw kind of like the metal plate that's on the front where you put in the money and then you get out the gumball, okay? So this part's a little bit easier. You're just going to do an upside down, kind of like rounded U, or kind of just like a rounded rectangle here. And then you're going to draw the same exact shape right next to it, or right inside of it. So it's kind of like a line or like a stripe. Okay. Now we're going to draw kind of an upside down U here. This will be like where the gumball comes out. Now for the knob, we're going to do an upside down U. A line sort of diagonal like this, curved at the end and then back towards your U. You're going to continue this shape as if you're making a circle that has that line sticking out of it. And then you're going to do the same thing that you did there, which is a straight line, rounded, and back. Okay, you're all caught up. Now we're going to do the same shape up here. This is going to be where the quarter goes in, or the coin. Usually it's a quarter. Okay. And that's actually it for the gumball machine. Now we just have to do the gumballs. Okay, so you're just going to draw circles inside. Now, before you go crazy and put a ton of circles inside, I just want to let you know that we're going to be shading each of these circles with our pen or with our pencil using cross-hatching. So I would recommend to just do maybe 8 or 10 big gumballs, okay? That way you don't have to do cross-hatching on a lot of gumballs. And I'm just going to spread them out. Now, normally, if you would see a gumball machine, you would see like a lot of layers of gumballs, meaning you would see gumballs in front, you would see gumballs in the back, but we're not going to go through that level of detail. For this one, we're just going to draw some gumballs that are in front, and we're going to space them out, because we just want to kind of practice our shading with this one. So I'm just going to put maybe one more up here. Whoops. Doing my best to keep the circles as circular as possible. Okay. Now, before I start cross-hatching, I'm going to just draw 2 little lines in here, but I'm not going to go all the way down. I'm just going to extend it to about there, okay? This is just to sort of give the impression of the interior part of my gumball machine, okay? All right, now I'm going to show you how to do cross-hatching. What you're going to do, you're going to draw stripes on your gumball, but only on the bottom. And you're going to do it so that the top part of your lines sort of go in a curved motion, okay? If you were to look at a gumball, you would see that the bottom part of it is usually darker because the light hits it from the top. Sounds really confusing. Basically, just watch how I do it. Here's my stripes. I could go on and on about why shading is the way it is, but it's easier if I show you. So see, here's my stripes but the top of it is sort of in like almost a U shape, if that makes sense. Now that's one part of my cross hatching. Now I need to go in the other direction, okay, so that it's kind of that crisscross pattern. Okay, now once I get about here, I stop, and then I just do my stripes on this side and then on this side, so that what happens is that my crisscross is just in that semicircular kind of motion, okay? This gives the impression that there's a shadow on the bottom, okay? So I'm going to do this on all of them. That's why I told you not to do 100 gumballs in there, because it would take you a lot of time. Now, the more stripes you put on your gumballs, the darker the shadow is going to look. So for example, after I'm done drawing these lines horizontally, if I were to also do lines diagonally, it would start to make it look even darker, okay? Maybe you guys want to play around with that. I can probably show you on a few. Now this one, I actually started my lines horizontally, but I did the same thing where I'm just going sort of in a particular motion. I'm trying not to put any of my cross-hatched lines on the top part of my gumballs, because I want that part to look like it doesn't have any shadow. Okay. Now this takes a lot of patience. Actually, art in general, I think, takes patience. And also, you know, you have to go easy on yourself. There's no way that your lines are going to be perfectly straight. Mine aren't perfectly straight, but the more practice you have, the easier it'll be. Okay, so now that you guys have the idea, I'm just going to go a little bit faster on the other ones. I'm not going to fast forward the video, but I'm just going to go faster in real time, just in case you only did 5 gumballs and you're already done. I don't want you to be bored waiting for me. We can also do, so basically cross-hatching, you can use cross-hatching to replace any type of shadow technique you have. Like if you use kind of like a blending technique, or if you're used to just using like a pencil to create a shadow, you can just use this method instead. It's just another way to give dimension to your picture. Almost done. Got one more. I have 2 more actually. I don't know why I said I have 1 more. All right. Okay, so there we go. This is a very basic cross-hatching there. Now, for this part would be pretty dark because it's kind of like a hole where the gumball comes out. So I'm going to show you here how we can make cross-hatching look even darker than what we already did. So here's my lines going up and down vertically. Then I'm going to draw my lines horizontally. Now I'm going to draw diagonal lines, and then you'll see how that looks darker than that? Because I added 1 more layer What happens if I add some more diagonals on that side? What if I go up and down again? You see how more layers that you add onto your cross hatching, the darker and darker it looks. So you guys can experiment. Wherever you want it to be darker, that's where you're going to put more lines, okay? Now, the sides of our gumball machine might also have some shadow, so we can do some cross hatching there too, just by adding some stripes to the side. On this side too. And I'm just going to do a little bit of shadow in here too. I just sort of realized. Okay, so I'm just doing my stripes, kind of following the same shape as this little handle. Now I'm going back and forth this way. And then maybe a couple more lines up and down on the rest. Okay? Anywhere else that you want to add like a little bit of cross hatching, you totally can. I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to do my background line like I usually do. That'll be the final thing I do. And now I'm going to color it, okay? The great thing about once you do cross hatching, we kind of already gave it our shadow. So now when we color it, it'll be a little bit easier because we just have to put color down. It'll already look like it has dimension and like it's 3D. So I'm going to use markers today, and I will fast forward this part for you, okay? So I'll see you in a minute. Okay guys, there we go. Here's our gumball machine that we shaded in using our crossed hatched lines. Thanks for joining me. Hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you back here soon, okay? Bye! If you guys liked making art with me today, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my new videos. Hope to see you back here again soon.